here at Viezu. I'm having my Punisher conversion done. Well, I'm going to call it the Punisher. They had a F-type, which is called the Preditor conversion, which is absolutely sweet. I'll put the link in the description. You've got to look at it. It's amazing. That's what's made me want to do this to my car, is that it's stunning. But here's an F-type 3-litre V6 that's in, having the same sort of conversion with the top pulley put on. It's also had a lower pulley. Mine's already got the top pulley, but now it's having a lower pulley fitted. This has had that. Also, here's a new charge cooler, 30% bigger. So mine's having that as well. But I know I've got a little dicky sort of charge cooler pump, so I've got an uprated one which is going to go on there. And that fits right here. So that's the original Jaguar one. It's been the same since 1996. So, but with the power this thing's given out already, and it's going to be going up to around about 640, 650 hopefully. It needs more, well, bigger cooler to cool that water, and probably a bigger pump, high capacity pump, which pumps around better. But yeah, that's it here. If you come over and look at it, it's a lovely new unit. Nice welds on the edge. Looks really, really good. So it'd be interesting to see what the old one looks like. I think it's the old one down here, right? Yes. Yeah. So here's the original one. You see it's plastic on the outside. And that's completely aluminium. So it's really, really nice quality. You see the depth of that one? That's the standard. If you come underneath,
let's have a look.
You see the depth of that. It's much bigger. Much bigger. So let's put it down. So I've got this AVT pump. I bought the bracket to go with it because it is a bigger pump than the original one. So I have to change the bracket. So yeah, my baby's over there.
Oh, yeah,
the black one in the end. This one's Harry's. Yeah, here we go.
You good? You got wires? Can you get some?
No pressure.
Wow, 50 minutes in, the month.
So let's take a closer look at the pulleys, right? So my car's already got one of these on, which is the upper pulley on the supercharger, which took it from 505 brake horsepower up to 595. A lot of people are getting 600 brake horsepower quite easily with the Viezu map and this. So that's already got that. Next stage was the bottom pulley, which is a 15% larger pulley, and it's going to spin that top supercharger up from, originally it's 11,000 RPMs, and with this I think it goes up to 13,000 RPMs. And when you add this one on there, or that, think of it as a bicycle, right? Bigger front cog, smaller back cog, faster, right? This and this combined will spin that supercharger up to around about 18,000 RPMs at maximum RPM range, which is a lot more than 11,000 RPMs, right? So you can imagine all that extra air going in. So you need the Viezu map to take advantage of that, put the fuel in right in there, get the timer right, and then it should be getting around about 640, 650, depending on the actual engine itself. So, so yeah, this is going to be a massive amount of power, a massive amount of torque. I'm going to need new tyres soon. I can tell. Yeah, but whilst I'm here, having the Punisher treatment, I've got some other things that I've done, the headlights to my car over the weekend to make sure I got here. That's in the video that I would have uploaded previously, so go back and have a look at that because they come out really, really good. Managed to have trim my beard last night because over the whole weekend I was just fretting trying to get that done because I needed them on the car to get here. Hey. Look at that beauty. You'd never know there's one behind it. The difference in size. Wow. Shiny in use is lovely.
I look right now and I think, oh my god, Lexus lights. I hate Lexus lights now. Oh, that's so
It's got a year's warranty. Oh, you know the bloke that did the F-Type? Yeah.
So this is his new thingy. I can't remember the name.
Charge cooler.
Charge
the old
cooler,
one.
that's the one.
That's the inside. How buggered mine is.
Pretty dirty,
That
isn't
won't be
it?
running efficiently anyway. It depends like that because no airflow's going through. But you look at that one, nice and new. Show the thickness difference.
Yeah,
The
look
size
at that.
difference of that.
More big girth.
Girth is everything. Apparently. If you had the choice to both exactly the same length, one's girthier than the other, which one would you go for?
Girthy. Obviously. Looks quite meaty.
Ooh, exciting. Shiny new bits.
It's looking
Showing you
good.
about that beautiful pulley in there. You can't see it. But the design of it is beautiful. You just about see it at the moment because the belt's on. We're going to hold this end up. Yeah, please. Okay.
Let's put the plug in.
Okay.
Go on.
Yeah, just take the bar out a sec. I'm very stuck.
Fuck. Damn it.
Ow.
That's red. size of it.
I've heard that quite a lot in my life.
Isn't it? Mine's little compared to yours. Mini me. Figures now, around 627 brake horsepower, and that's about the sports cap.
That's another sports cap to 20 brake off without the caps, which is what we expect.
Yeah, it's decent.
Hopefully we'll get the caps on. She'll get there, but she's running 662 foot-pound of torque as well.
I need to convert that into new meters.
Yeah. So the torque, even with the caps on, you're only 15 foot-pound off
15 foot-pound off.
with the caps. So you're not a million miles away from that.
Just do a conversion. So that's in foot-pounds.
That's in foot-pound.
897 newton meters.
197. Wow.
9 inch newton meters.
That's insane, right?
Yes.
Look at that.
You're
What
going
we're
to enjoy
looking
it.
for anyway.
You're going to enjoy that.
Yeah.
You're way out.
Get some tyres booked in.
Yeah, definitely. Right, we're going to instruct.
Thanks, guys.
No worries at all.
Thank you.
And next will be the road test, and I'll put that in a different video after having it a week or so, and then do a road test like I did the first time I came in.
Yep.
So that's cool.
You happy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Here's your printout.
thank you very much.
There we go.
Hey.
Happy
Nice.
boy.
No, thank you very much for everything.
Right, thank you for coming down.
We'll keep in touch and price up the next thing.
There's
Always
always more to be had.
Always
Always
more.
trying.
Yeah.
No, awesome. Thank you very much.
No worries at all.
There's like loads of squiggly lines of some people. But you can see everything on there.
Let's have a look. Lots of squiggly lines, yeah. Okay.
627. Nice. Thank you.
No worries. Enjoy that 900 newton meters of torque.
I know, right? That's insane. Fucking power, man. Jesus Christ. I don't even put my foot down all the way, but the power of this thing is amazing. It's been about 2 weeks or 3 weeks since I had this done now. So I've got an immense amount of power. Obviously I live in a residential area where kids just go and pass and stuff like that. And normally really high performance cars are quite twitchy and stuff, but this you can go along really nice and slowly through the country, like lanes of a village, or at work I've got a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit enforced by speed cameras as well at work, which is great. So I've got to do a whole kilometre on site at 15 mile an hour, which is about what we're doing right now, and it's just easy. But if I had someone in this car with the comfort of the Jag the way it is and how easy it is to go around, they wouldn't know what it could do. This car is absolutely insane now. I thought when I had just the top pulley done it was fast. Having the bottom pulley has changed it completely. Because I've got about 30 extra horsepower, which doesn't sound a lot, but it's the extra torque and where it comes in. Like when I first took my car to Viezu, which already had a map on it, it wasn't a Viezu map, it was a different map, and I had the top pulley on there, I was only getting 505 brake horsepower. So that top pulley didn't increase the gains at all because of that map. I think the other guys who put their top pulley on got around about 530, 38 I think it was, but that was with their standard map. So the map that I had put on the car actually stopped it from increasing any power at all. It shows you need to map these cars when those mechanical mods are done. And yeah, so the torque I had at that point, which is higher than standard, I now achieve at 2,000 RPMs. That's insane, absolutely insane. 2,000 RPM with that torque. Ooh, there's a nice. There you go.
Yeah, it was a Ferrari F40 colours.
So yeah, going back to it. So now my maximum torque at 4,000 RPMs is 3 newton meters less than 900 newton meters. That's huge. Which means if you put your foot down, it just wants to launch. But you've got to think of traction, right? This amount of power in an XFR, if you're not a driver that thinks about where your throttle position is or what the road conditions are, then do not get it, because you're going to kill yourself or somebody else. You got to think how much do I put my foot down before it starts going. If I just put it down all the way, you could just be going boom and you don't know what it's doing. So you need to be a competent driver to have this much power. And like they say, with great power comes great responsibility. Absolutely it does. And with that responsibility and power, you've got to have really good control as well. Because when you get into an open road, you just want to floor it. But you've got to kind of hold back because there's so much power. You can't be on and off.
It's
you
very twitchy.
You have to feather that in. And it's insane. It's scary fast. I'm just going to start putting my foot down. Fucking hell. It's... I tell you, it's just... And then I'm just going to carry on doing 50 now.
Which feels like 30.
Which is actually the speed limit for this road, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's insane. So, insane amount of power.
I had to go earlier, and it's very quick.
So, let me just get past this car a sec. So if you think I just buy a pulley or whatever and put it on and get somebody mapping, I think you're missing a trick. Your car needs that map, and Viezu loaded in a new map to take the best out of the car for putting the bottom pulley on. So it was a new map, it wasn't the same one that was on there before. And I still believe that Viezu are the best mappers around, they really are. So yeah, it's something that they must be done together. If you have a map but then put some mechanical mods on after, that map will not be tuned to those mechanical mods, and you won't get the performance out of it that you should do. Or if you put the mechanical mods on and don't bother getting the maps, no point doing it because it ain't gonna work. So it's yeah. So one thing, I'm going to put it in sport now, is I'm not even putting my foot down the way, it's like, Jesus Christ. But one thing I've noticed with this power is the suspension on the XFR. Probably be alright on the XFRS because it's stiffer already. The XFR is a little bit soft for it. So when you plant your foot and it grips and it just the back end lunges and the front comes up almost like a boat, and it's not quite man enough for it. It's a heavy car with a huge amount of power and suspension suspension just needs to be tightened up a little bit. Obviously, it's brilliant for roads like this. It's a car, come on. But it just needs a little bit more stiffness. I know we took it out last weekend and we're going along and there's a few little bumps, and you end up kind of bottoming out. And so I've put my car in for some new stiffer springs. So hopefully overcome that, and I think it needs it. It absolutely needs it, because it's just so much more power, so much more torque than the car was designed for, right? The engine is bulletproof, I think, and the gearbox is bulletproof, and the car itself is, when you get it standard, they detune the hell out of it, I swear they have, to make it so easy to drive. And anyone can get into a standard XFR and think, yeah, this is the fast car, it's comfortable, it does everything. Yeah, it's fine. For the normal driver, you need that. But if you're an excitable driver or someone with a bit of skill, then this is going to excite you for sure. I race go-karts and I love being on the edge and reading that road, reading the steering inputs and the handling and everything. I love it, absolutely love it. And I know I can't just put my foot down, otherwise I'm going to be slipping around and going into a hedge. I know when to put it down and when not to put it down, or how far to put it down. And I got my wife to keep safe, so I don't look stupid. And also, the thing is, one of the reasons why I bought the XFR is because it makes a good family car as well.
It does.
You can have a good amount of fun, a good amount of power, but it's got 5 seats. It's got a massive boot, and it's a family car. So when we do have kids, and I've got a baby in the back, I want to be able to calm it down like I did on the estate, and just drive normally, right?
Definitely.
And this software does that. It allows you to drive so nicely and so calmly. It's there, but then when you want to, oh, I hit the limiter. Fucking hell.
Jesus.
Whoa.
I cannot hold this camera straight, I tell you that.
I wasn't concentrating properly, sorry. But it's insane. Maybe I have really strong neck muscles anyway, if you're like one driver with the muscles.
Yeah.
But no, it's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. If you got the money and you want to do it and you want the power, go do it. It's insane, absolutely insane. I thought it was fast enough before, but it's just, yeah.
It's extremely fast now.
Yeah.
It twitches a lot, a lot.
Yeah, that sometimes I'll make it twitch though. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, my tyres are almost shot. I got another set of tyres to go on, and I'm sure it'll be even better then. But yeah, I think I'll have some fun with these tyres before I need to change them. You know what that means, right?
Oh, yeah. Sunday drivers.
Just overtake really easy without even putting your foot down all the way. You just put it down a little bit and you're like whoop whoop, in and out. Well, that's really safe way of overtaking. It's really safe. If you're out on the other side of the road for too long, that's unsafe. You're out and in, that's pretty safe, right? There's loads of little old cars. Brilliant. I love living around here.
It's great fun.
There's some amazing cars around here.
We do live right next to the Prescott Hill Climb place too, so
yeah.
we see a lot of amazing cars all the
Absolutely.
time.
Last week there were Porsches everywhere and Ferraris everywhere. They were all going up there for the Midland Championships. But yeah, I think we need to do a little drive-by.
Ooh, sounds naughty.
Yeah, watch this.
Looks like my ride is... I think he forgot to get me.
So I was trying to do a good drive past, but some little silver car stopped me from going very fast. Unfortunately. But then when I went past again and Helen thought I was going to pick her up, so you just see me go in the distance, and that was pretty damn quick. I don't know how fast it was going, but it was really fast.
He remembered! There he is! Hey!
The good thing about having that torque so low down is, even if you're going kind of slow, you don't need to change down, you just put your foot down a little bit and it wants to go, right? The power is there as soon as you need it. You don't have to keep changing down or whatever. But I know the XFR has always been like that, right? But now it's just, it's there. It's there. All the time. The power is relentless. Right, all the way from 2000 RPM or below, all the way up. All the way up. So you have to change gear. It just keeps wanting to go. And like I'm in fourth, and it's like I just put my foot down a bit, and it just starts pulling and pulling, you know. And it's insane. When you get to hills, you don't have to think about them. You just go up.
It pulls like a tank.
Yeah. I bet you could pull a few tanks with it. Yeah. So going back. If you're going to do this to your car, make sure you get decent parts and a decent map. I've seen parts out there where people are putting on pulleys and they don't have the clearance on the snout, so you've got to be really careful of that for the top pulley, because if there's no clearance there, it's going to get jammed on and your car's just sat on your driveway or in a garage somewhere and not going. Or you may think it's got enough, but actually it then gets hot where it's rubbing slightly and then kind of pushes itself off. So you've got to make sure that thing's spinning freely. And quite often, I was lucky when I did mine, but quite often you need to grind off the front of the snout. So some like it, some are not. I don't know if there's a way of telling that until you get that pulley off. But you've got to make sure that pulley that you're putting on is a decent pulley, because it's held on by heat, it's not held on by bolts. So that internal diameter of that pulley is critical to make sure when it cools down, it's grabbing onto that shaft to spin those blades up. If it's slightly loose, when you're getting it to the high RPMs, it's going to slip and you're going to lose power, generate heat, and fuck up your bearings. So make sure they're decent parts, and make sure you get a decent map to take advantage of them. That's what I'm going to say. So yeah, careful what you buy, careful who you take your car to. That's what I'm going to say on the matter. But I know I got decent map, decent parts, and this sucker flies, right? On that video without pass by, if I put some wings on the side or a little bit of aerodynamics that was different to what I've got, that thing would have been taken off, I swear. No, this is insane, and I can't wait for the suspension upgrade so I can feel even more tightness with it as well. But yeah, what do you think, babe?
I think it's pretty quick. I've never thought I'd say this, but I think it's a bit too quick.
Too quick.
Just because it's so twitchy. When I drove it earlier, I didn't even dab my foot down a tiny bit and it just flew away, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, when she means twitchy, it means responsive, right?
Yeah.
Not twitchy all over the place, which
Yeah,
it can be if you want it to be. And that's why I said you've got to be careful with it.
You need common sense.
But yeah, if you're in the right gear, tiny bit on the throttle, and it just wants to go.
It does.
So
It's fun though.
yeah,
It's fun.
there's something. I don't think you could drive it in a pair of really thick bottom soles. You know, like some of the new rock boots that I've got that I used to wear on stage when I was playing in a band. You know, like Kiss, right? I don't think you'd be able to feel it at all. So.
No.
So, and that's the thing, right? Racing car drivers, and when I'm racing go-karts, you have racing shoes so you can feel exactly what you do. And they have that for a reason. I think, yeah, you kind of need that with this a little bit. When you're going some.
It's nice to be able to feel the car through the pedal though.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
Definitely. And it's a good job I've got good brakes on as well, because when I had to stop for you, fucking hell.
Yeah, you
It's
were
like,
coming at me a bit quick.
Yeah. They can smell the brakes out of them.
Yeah, they stunk.
They were hot. There you go. So next video I think is going to be my suspension probably. There's a few other things I've got coming up. A few other parts that I've bought. A few things from China that are going to go on the car. Could be the next craze coming up, I think.
Hopefully.
And then another one is kind of doing something about this screen here. Because I know these ones are a little bit laggy, but I've got something that'll either work and everyone's going to thank me for it, or it's going to be a piece of shit. I'm going to be taking it on. So, but we'll see. But keep looking out for my videos when they come up. You know, I do this because I'm passionate about the cars, and I hope that from what I do to them, you can either go, that's a good idea, or that's a really bad idea. So yeah, subscribe, guys, please. I love your subscriptions.
He does.
Right then, see you later.
Bye.